Welcome back to Coin Sense and Nonsense. Today, we've got a bit of a challenge response video for Tim's stacking adventure. If you're not familiar with Tim's channel, please check him out. I'll leave the link to his channel in the description of this video. And so he showed off some Germania Mint, Germania, however you want to say it. And I think it was a bit of a throwdown to show off your Germania. So this is the original round from 2019. And I love the reverse on this one with the two-headed or bicephalic eagle. It's beautiful. The detail on the reverse and the texture and all that, it's just top-notch. So Germania knocked it out of the park with their initial release. 5 mark is a fictional denomination. Germany is on the euro, of course, and 5 mark doesn't mean anything. It's just kind of for fun. So these are rounds, not coins, but they are still super cool. So this was the inaugural edition. And then in 2020, they came out with this one. And loved the introduction of the eagle on the obverse there and doing a little training, obedience, whatever, and look at those. That's just amazing. So I don't know if this is goulash or there's some fancy term for these dots in the background with the swirly patterns, but it's a good security feature, and they continued it into 2021. And so this one is kind of interesting. The 2 ounce and the 5 ounce, they showed more of the details of the ship. And so later on in the video, I will show you the 2 ounce. I couldn't get the 5 ounce before they sold out, or maybe they were too expensive. I forget what, but these are super, super cool. So still with the 5 mark and just the texture in the fields and everything, it's just so, so cool. And they come with these special capsules that are kind of convex on the top, and that allows for the kind of the high relief features to not be squashed. So that's kind of cool. All right, I said I'd show it later in the video, but for continuity, it's better to show it now. So these are almost like a DVD with all the packaging and very cool display. And here is the 2 ounce of the 2021 Germania. And you can see there's more detail of the ship. There's some planking and deck work and some rigging. And so, so cool. So I did want the 5 ounce, but it escaped me for whatever reason. But love this one. But silver price, spot price, did me in. I kind of stopped buying after 2022 because the price just went out of control. But this one is awesome. And for anyone interested, there are the details, 2,500 minted. Not long after they came out with the traditional Germania, they came out with this series for Allegories. And it was to pair Germania with one of the symbols from currency around the world. So in this first one, it was Britannia. And from the silver Britannia or from the British pound or whatever. So there she is, and we have a little touchy-feely action going on, and that's the theme for the Allegories. Germania is always trying to reach out to her contemporary or counterpart or whatever. So similar design with the goulash pattern, and got the bicephalic eagle there. And then the reverse is different on these. They have kind of a coat of arms type of deal, and then oak leaves all around. And that's a theme that Germania Mint embraced, and we'll see another round specifically for the oak leaf coming up. So, of course, after doing Britannia, they had to address the U.S. symbol, and this is Columbia and Germania holding hands. So Columbia's got a kind of a form-fitting dress there. We got the stars and stripes. The stripes are kind of avant-garde, but there we go with the stars. And the background has that same goulash pattern, and it's super neat. So I love this. Also a kind of convex capsule. And I forget which of these came first, but next up we've got Italia. And she's got some tresses of hair there, and cornucopia with some abundance, and abundanza on Germania there also. She's a little more subdued, but got the same pattern with the dots in the background, and same reverse. This one for 2020. So those first two were the 2019 releases, and then they did one per year after that. And so this, like I say, is Italia. And then Austria. And they're sitting down, and bustier going on with both of them. And so nice design. But yeah, after a while, I was getting kind of, these are expensive, and am I really enjoying the differences? They're cool, but my final one was the 2022, and this is Polonia. And what the heck, she's got a sword, and they're barely touching on this one. They're just kind of touching pinkies or whatever. So far from the embraces or the gestures of the previous years. So a little standoffish there with old Polonia. So this one just didn't do it for me, and so 2022 was my exit on the Allegories series. They did two more after this, and so maybe someday I'll seek those out if I can get a deal. So for the Allegories series, they also did the kind of DVD packaging style thing here, and this is a 2 ounce. And what I didn't like about these is they kept the diameter the same as the 1 ounce, and then they made it just thicker. I prefer to see a larger diameter round and get more detail than just to have the thickness. It's cool and happy to have it. However, would have preferred a larger diameter round. I'll drive that point home with the 5 ounce, and this is the Britannia Allegories, and same DVD style packaging and same diameter. Darn it! But check how thick this sucker is, man. Oof. Get it out. That's a whopper. So kind of a Rolo style, and I guess it's cool, but I'd rather have the larger diameter if I'm going to have a 5-ounce chunk. Right, so next up, I was telling you about the oak leaves on the reverse here and how they're part of their tradition. They thought so much about the oak leaf that they made a whole separate round for the oak leaf. And at first I told myself, I'm not going to get that. That seems lame. But here we are. So I didn't open it. Maybe it's going to be like the lame Star Wars toys that turn out to be worth more than the Luke Skywalker. I don't know. There are some things that are, I guess, not as well received that turn out to be worth a lot of money. So I have no idea what this thing's worth these days. But silver was halfway cheap back in 2019. Anyway, we've got another cool thing here. This is Yuri Gagarin, and he was actually the first to orbit the Earth before John Glenn. And yeah, so this, I don't know if it was supposed to be a series or if it did turn out to be a series, but I bought in. And this, I can't read a darn thing because it's in Russian, but love the imagery on this, and I like space things. We got the hammer and sickle, and very nice design, I must say. Political things aside, it's beautiful. So 1 ounce AG 9999 2021, and wow, just repeated around here. We got the 1 ounce and a 10, but it says 10, and I think that translates to victory. 10 victory. That's like another bogus denomination, but still kind of cool. So even though it's CCCP, I like this one. So much so that I had to have the special presentation one here with the case and all. And, done a separate video on this, or a couple separate videos on this, but this is the colored one, and beautiful. So very happy to have this one. And that's the problem, or one of the things, not a problem, but one of the things with Germania. They came out with so many collectible this, that, and the other. There were probably 2 other versions of that. So if you're trying to collect everything, it's just impossible. So, yeah. Exhibit B or A, who knows what exhibit, but this is another example of a series that they were going to do, or maybe they did continue it and I just gave up. Knights of the Past. And so this is the 2021 version, and it's beautiful. Very intricate detail, as always, with Germania. Wow, even the castle in the background. Let's see what we got here. I forget what the... reverse is different here. So, very cool. Malta. Oh, that's right. This is the first one that was really a coin. And so this one was minted for the country of Malta. Forgot about that. So, let's see the deets here on the... Do we have a COA? Yes, we do. Sorry, I'm dragging this out here, but if you're a fan of Germania, you might enjoy this. Who knows? Or maybe not. So 15,000 pieces. And so, yeah, €5. This is a legit coin. And the packaging is pretty sweet, too. So it's not all just rounds. We've got a bar, too. And this one is still in the original packaging from when I purchased it. It's got plastic wrapping and a nice hologram there. And very legit. 250 gram bar. That's about 8 ounces or a little bit over 8 ounces. Still with the bicephalic eagle. Beautiful 4/9 bar. Uh-oh, what's this? We're going back to the first round. Actually, it almost looks like Light Bright or something there with the cool... I don't know if that's really toning or just the reflection of the light. Anyway, so this is the first design, and I've saved the best for last here. In 2019, they also made a proof version of that sucker. And there it is. Look at that. Beautiful. Except for that little spot there. So this is one of 1,000 minted of the proof Germania. And of course, we had to show the reverse with the bicephalic eagle. Look at that. I love it. So beautiful imagery. And kind of the crooked arrow. Love it. So very happy and lucky to have this one. I moved quickly when these first became available. And so one of 1,000. So, and then this one is still sealed. I did get the 2020 proof of the regular Germania as well. And this one also has 1,000 minted, but doesn't quite have the cachet of the first one. So if you've hung in this long, you're about to be rewarded. Here we go with the ultimate Germania. And this is back to the 2019. And it is the gold edition of the 2019 Germania. So this is the 1 ounce gold. So there are only 100 of these produced. And very happy and thrilled to have one. Again, had to move very quickly to get that. So we've definitely overdone it with our Germania show and tell. This is all Tim's fault. Timmy. So I thank you so much for watching Coincidence and Nonsense. And until next time, bye. Bye. This one's probably my favorite of the regular Germania designs, the 2020 with the eagle. And so just want to give a shout out to Tim's Stacking Adventure. This was his idea, and he's got a cool channel, shows off a lot of vintage silver, a lot of bars and rounds. So he's living the dream with the silver stacking. So check him out. I'll put the link to his channel in the description, as I mentioned. Did someone say Germania? We have a couple. Today, we've got a bit of a challenge response video from Tim's Stacking Adventure. If you're not familiar with Tim's channel, please check him out. I'll leave the description. Oh, fuck. Too much Coke and too much smoke. And these are called Allegories, and they have the fictional character Germania with one of the characters from, I guess, not long after the initial release of the Britannia. No, dude! And Allegories was a pairing of Germania with one of the figures from Monetary... Oh, Fuck! Love this one, holding hands. And this is Colombia and Britannia. No. Fuck!